Hello everyone, I am Wahida and today we will be discussing about the book The Prince by Machiavelli and we will be covering the chapter from 18 to 26. 18, which is how a prince should keep his word. In this chapter, Machiavelli have talked about a prince should always keep his words and not by deceit. There are two types of fighting, one according to the law, which is proper to men, and the second type of fighting is with force, which is used by beasts. Therefore, a prince must know how to use the nature of a man and the beast wisely. This policy was started by an ancient writer who described Achilles and other ancient princes were given to Chiron the centaur. He was a wise teacher and healer. Since then, a prince must know how to make good use of the nature of beast. And among the beasts, he should choose the one, the fox or the lion. As fox cannot protect itself from wolves and lion cannot defend himself from traps. So it is necessary to be a fox in order to recognize the traps and lion in order to fight the wolves. He further continued by saying that those who will only play the part of one will not understand the matter. Prince should not have any reason to break his promise. He should know how to decide. Just like Alexander VI, he thought about nothing else except to deceive men at the right occasions, and his tricks always succeeded perfectly. Machiavelli has said in order to maintain state, a prince have to go against his promise, charity against humanity, and against religion sometimes. He also have to break his promise in order to maintain the state. He should know how to enter evil when required. He should be very careful while using his words. He should be merciful, faithful, and trustworthy. Basically, a prince should know how to adapt things according to change in the environment. The chapter 19, which is on avoiding being despised and hated. Here, hate despised mean not to like someone or something. In this chapter, Machiavelli discusses how a ruler can maintain his power by being both feared and respected. He emphasized the importance of avoiding hatred and suggests that a prince should appear virtuous while being willing to act immorally when necessary. Machiavelli advises that a ruler should not shy away from being ruthless. If it serves to maintain order and control, he should. He also highlights the dangers of being overly generous or excessively cruel, urging a balance that ensures loyalty and stability in the state. Overall, the chapter focuses on the pragmatic approach a prince must take to secure and maintain authority in the state. The chapter 20, which is on whether fortresses and many things that prince employ every day are useful or harmful. In this chapter, Machiavelli have addresses the use of auxiliaries and mercenaries in warfare. He believes that relying on these forces or troops is dangerous. They are often untrustworthy and lack loyalty to the ruler. Instead, Machiavelli said that importance of having a strong and native army. He just suggests that a prince should cultivate his own troops on whom he can have the confidence, ensuring loyalty and effectiveness in battle. He believed that troops should make the armed strength of a state stronger. He said, our ancestors and those who were considered wise used to say that it was necessary to hold Pistoia by fractions and Pisa by fortresses. Pistoia and Pisa were two cities in Italy that were under the control of Florence, where Machiavelli was a political advisor. In Pistoia, it was necessary to maintain control through political means by supporting and manipulating local factions that were favorable to Florence. In Pisa, it was necessary to maintain control through military means by having a strong fortress. In short, he wants to say that different cities require different approaches to maintain control. Some cities like Pistoia can be controlled through political influence and alliances with local groups. Others like Pisa require a strong military presence to ensure loyalty and obedience. He continued to argue that internal disputes and divisions within a territory will make a state and the prince weak and can lead to losses and instability, as they can be exploited by external enemies or internal factions. leading to defeat and loss of control. Machiavelli have said that a prince who is not wise should create an opportunity or a conflict when there is opportunity. So by resolving the conflict, the prince's power, influence, reputation will increase after. He says a prince should know how to adapt things. The author argues that building a fortress is not important. A prince who fears their own people should build fortresses, but one who fears foreigners more should not. Few examples are of rulers who successfully demolished fortresses to maintain control are Messer Niccolò Vitelli in Città di Castello, Guido Ubaldo, Duke of Urbino. The next chapter, which is how a prince should not act to acquire esteem. This is chapter 21. In this, the author have discussed how a ruler can maintain his power and reputation through effective leadership and military success. Describing King Ferdinand of Aragon, Ferdinand's military campaign and political strategies have contributed to his success. He used the money of the church and the people to fund his armies and build his military strength. He used religion as excuse to drive out the Muslims and clear his kingdom of them and attack Africa, Italy, and France. He further continued by saying that a prince should be a true friend or an enemy. He should not be neutral, because if two powerful neighbors come to wars, the prince will either fear the victor if they didn't support them, not fear the victor if they support them. In any cases, being on one side is more beneficial, because when the prince declares in favor of one side and the one whom you have joined wins, it increases the friendship. But if the one whom you have joined loses, you will be taken in by him and will help you, and both can rise up again. He also mentioned that a prince should not do friendship with more powerful than himself. A prince should be a lover of art. He should recognize, encourage the talent of people, whether he is in commerce, agriculture, or any other tree. And he should give rewards to those people who engage in these type of activities. He should not be afraid of increasing his goods because of the fear that it will be taken up by anyone. He should meet new people of his kingdom on occasions. He should be interacting. Basically, this chapter talks about the interaction between kingdom and the prince. The chapter 22, which is the prince private advisor. In this chapter, the author is trying to focus on having a good minister or advisor. He believed that if a king have a good advisor, then the prince will work on his state more faithfully. Machiavelli discussed prince to choose advisor wisely, who should be capable, intelligent, knowledgeable, faithful, and loyal. To recognize the advisor, there is a way. When advisor thinks of more himself and about his interest, such kind of man will never be a good advisor. An advisor should be always think about his prince and not about himself, and he should concern with the state. He should not be disloyal, and in return the prince should think of the advisor. He should honor him by giving him the responsibilities. The advisors and the prince should trust each other so that they can solve political changes easily. Next chapter is 23, which is how to avoid flatters. In this chapter, the author basically talks about of being a good leader and the importance of avoiding flatters or mistakes. He wants that a prince should keep a distance from those who overpraise them, as it can lead to misguided decisions. He should tell the prince honest feedback and surround himself with advisors who are willing to speak the truth and not the false hopes, even if it is uncomfortable. And the prince should always ask for counseling when he wishes, not when others says him to do so. Prince should have the self-awareness to see what kind of people is having around him and whom advice he should take and whom advice he should follow. The next chapter, which is 24, which is why Italian prince have lost their states. The author examines the challenges faced by rulers of maintaining power, particularly in newly acquired territories. Basically, a new acquired territories required a lot of experience, and the type of people what they demand should be known by the prince. He emphasizes that successful rulers must adapt to changing circumstances and be willing to act accordingly. Machiavelli notes that many princes lose their states due to lack of understanding of their subjects and failing to address their concerns. He advises rulers to take bold actions to secure their authority and to be mindful of the lessons from history regarding those who fail to do so. The chapter underscores the importance of adaptability and vigilance in governance. Basically, the author focus on a king should have the quality of adaptability, whether he should adapt the things or not. If he can, then the state can run very peacefully, and if not, there will be certain changes which will be not in the favor of kingdom. The next chapter is 25, which is unfortune's role in human affairs and how it can be dealt with. Basically, the author is talking about luck in political affairs. Here, he discusses about the role of fortune in political affairs. He argues that while fortune can play or influence political events, but a wise ruler can navigate and manipulate circumstances to his advantages and according to the changes of society. Machiavelli compares fortune to a river that can be unpredictable but can also be managed with careful planning and preparation. So he emphasized that a king should always be prepared and he should be manageable with all the things. He emphasizes the importance of taking actions and being bold when opportunity arises. Ultimately, this chapter conveys that while fortune plays a important role in success, skill, strategy, and foresight are crucial for a prince to maintain the strength in and power. Last chapter 26, which is an exhortation to liberate Italy from the barbarians. In this chapter, the author talks about the unification of Italy and appeals to a strong leader who could achieve this goal. He expresses his hopes for a prince who could rise to restore the nation, emphasizing the need for decisive action to overcome internal divisions and external threats. Machiavelli argues that a unified Italy would be more powerful and capable of removing foreign influence. This chapter reflects his broader vision for Italian political stability and strength, highlighting the importance of leadership and strong leader to emerge to drive out foreign powers. He believes that Italy is divided and suffering under the control of various foreign rulers, which he described as barbarians. Machiavelli emphasizes that a capable leader could inspire the people and rally them to reclaim their freedom and independence. He expresses hope that Italy can be restored to its former state through decisive action and unity. Overall, this chapter serves as a national pride and leadership to overcome external domination. Thank you.